Pat's my favorite person to play Tom Myers jokes for.
Because now, because of you, Tom and I talk back and forth on Facebook and Instagram sometimes, and Tom likes to try to troll me. Then I was like, oh, good, I'll be on this Saturday to shit on you. And I told him, so he knows we're on.
Oh, so
today.
He really is that kind of a busybody where he sees that you're on there? And he has
I'm on Facebook. I wrote a joke, and he goes, hey, 2009 called about the joke. Like, you're going to talk to me about an old fucking joke?
Wow.
Like, I'll see you on WATP later on.
That's funny because I put this up on Who Are These Socials the other day. I don't know that my buddy Mike Geary believed me because he can't see what is actually going on in my life. But I got a notification from Tom Myers, and he was asking for money. This is the Venmo request I received from Tom. This is real. Back in February 2023, we were goofing on a stand-up. And he sent me a $200 request. It says payment owed for two stand-up performances on WATP. I mean, that's the funniest thing he's ever done. That's pretty impressive. But it's so weird.
And that's pretty cheap pay for stand-up.
I was going to say.
Yeah, two performances? It's only $100 a performance? That's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, if he actually told jokes,
Christ.
I would hire him.
Right, yeah. It'd be a steal if he was funny. All right, so the reason why I wanted to bring my boy Tom Myers is because I was disappointed the last time he was on a little bit of a break, and he hadn't written any jokes for Trump and the 34 convictions. Well, I'm happy to say he put out a new episode since then. And finally, I mean, they've all been waiting for this. Trump is a felon, and I can't wait for the jokes they come up with because I don't know if you know this. They don't like Trump. They don't think he's a great guy. So I bet they got some good stuff. There's the first joke right out of the gate of the new episode.
Hello, and welcome to Tom Myers versus the rest of the world. I don't know if you heard in the news, but this past week, Donald Trump was convicted of all 34 counts of falsification of business documents when he paid off Stormy Daniels to keep her quiet about a sexual relationship that Trump had with her years ago. Trump must feel bad as he never even had 34 wins the entire time that he owned the New Jersey Generals football team.
Wow.
To get there.
After all of that, I love that he set up, like we all know all of this. This is the biggest news story, Tom. He's going, so what happened was he was in court. Now, he was our president, but before that, he was a reality TV show. He was a celebrity, fucked this porn star, and her dimensions are... We know all of this, Tom. Get to the joke. But I didn't even know the one thing I didn't know is that he owned this amateur football team. What's he talking about?
That's the one setup needed was the USFL team.
Yes, that'd be the one thing. And what does wins on a football field have to do with convictions in a court case?
And 30 wins in football? That's like 3 really good seasons. They're not playing 16 games.
Right.
They have to be pretty dominant.
So I don't even understand. If he had won 34 games, would that make the convictions okay? Like, what's the connection here?
Only Tom knows.
He is...
I thought we'd get a song parody or something, like 34 ways to go to prison or something, like 50 ways to leave your lover.
Yeah.
Something dumb, but we get this.
Well, right, because when he brings up the number, you go, how is he going to make this number a joke? And it's like, It's like football wins. Like, wait, what? I mean, you can count anything, Tom. If you want to just start counting things. If that's what the joke
That
is
would be funnier.
Yeah. You know, he's got 34 he's got 34 ties in just one closet. Like, yeah, probably.
He has 34 toupees. You know, it's like whatever you're going to
There you go. All right.
34 shades of orange. Like,
Yes.
it's easy to just go after him.
Yeah, if you're going to just make up things you can count. All right. But he's not done there. Thank God. We have more jokes.
This proves that Donald Trump and I are not alike. For instance, after I have sex with someone, the woman pays me not to talk about it, which is why I can afford to stay at home and do this podcast.
So I just want to point out something that's kind of technical here. The inflection was wrong on that joke. He said, the woman pays me not to talk about it. Not, or he should say, the woman pays me not to talk about it, because it was the other way around with Trump. Instead, he says, the woman pays me not to talk about it. You're like,
As opposed to getting paid to talk about it.
yeah, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense.
You're
And we
also
all-
admitting you pay for sex. I don't get that part of the serious part of the joke.
At least he got
Obviously,
laid.
I pay for sex, but when I do, they shut up.
Yeah, all right, let's hear that again.
This proves that Donald Trump and I are not alike. For instance, after I have sex with someone, the woman pays me not to talk about it, which is why I can afford to stay at home and do this podcast.
How many times have you had sex, Tom? Well, seriously, a serious question. How many times do you think Tom Myers has had sex? I'm putting the over-under at 0.5. 34. I love when
like
virgins
the inflection should have been on like the woman, because we don't believe it's a woman.
Yeah. Can you believe that? Wow. All right, so here's a Stormy Daniels joke. And listen closely, because I don't get it.
The fact that Stormy Daniels was a key witness that led to a guilty verdict just proves what I've been saying all along. Porn stars will save this country. And this Thanksgiving may be the first one where I get to declare that in front of my family without being asked to leave the table.
Thoughts?
His family thinks he's a pervert and he watches porn. It's a loose, like, so he's finally can say, no, they're helping us. It's good to support them.
Porn stars. Wait, hold on. Let me just hear again. Like, what are porn stars going to accomplish?
The fact that Stormy Daniels was a key witness that led to a guilty verdict just proves what I've been saying all along. Porn stars will save this country.
Porn stars will save this country. That's his premise. He's been saying.
And also, that's what he's been saying every Thanksgiving.
And then they ask him to leave. Yeah. They're like, Tom, we don't agree with that.
For the last time.
Yeah, it's
He's like, hey, Mom, should I stuff the turkey like the porn stars stuff my ass? Like, get out of here, Tom.
Yeah, that's too much, Tom. We warn you every year.
Yeah.
All right, pretty good stuff. Let's keep going.
Donald Trump's supporters are convinced that his conviction has something to do with a deep state conspiracy. Well, they're half right. The conspiracy is that they're so fucking stupid that they don't understand that the laws and the criminal justice system also apply to white people. People who don't support Donald Trump wish he would follow the path of Jimmy Carter, the only other surviving one-term president, and check into a hospice.
By the time we get to the punchline, I forget the setup. It's so fucking long.
I think that the first punchline, he kind of just pushed through because no one reacted to it, and then he got to a second punchline. But also, he doesn't understand how hospice works. Like, they don't kill you in hospice. He's just like, this guy should really check into one of those hospice cares. I hear people don't live very long after that. It's like, yeah, but that's because they're...
Yeah, it's not a suicide booth.
Right.
Well, you also don't check in. Like, the doctors are like, we need to be there. You can't do shit like check in.
I have a reservation.
Can I get a +1 to this hospice?
My Airbnb hospice is beautiful.
Yeah. No one texted me the code for the door. All right, so he also said in there that Trump supporters or Trump or someone is so stupid they didn't know that white people could be convicted of crimes or something.
There was a lot in there.
There's a lot going on. So let's go a little bit deeper with these rich white people never getting arrested or convicted.
Do you know how bad you have to fuck up if you're a rich white guy and you're still found guilty at a trial? Basically, it's like an exclusive club where the only members are Trump and Harvey Weinstein.
Harvey Weinstein. That's going to make
Hunter
it funny.
Biden.
Well, or Sam Bankman-Fried, or Jared Fogle, or Michael Avenatti, or Phil Spector. I mean, there's like Jeffrey Epstein. There's so many examples of this. You're just like, yeah, but there's like all these like recent ones. So it kind of loses its, I don't know. Maybe I'm being too nitpicky.
No, you're not.
I think that when you say Harvey Weinstein, like that's a punchline no matter what. It doesn't matter what the setup was.
Just lead with that.
Yeah.
Am I right?
I like Carl. That I really feel like you believe that Tom Myers has a chance to be funny, because this constant thing where you're like, no, Tom, you just did this.
Yeah.
He's not listening, man. Like, stop it.
I know,
the intervention's not working.
I know. My favorite was the last time we were playing this, and you're like, okay, the way that you would form this joke, Tom, is you set up that premise and then give an example. Premise, example. That's how you make a joke. And you're right. He's never listened. He listens to these things. He flags them on YouTube. He strikes my channel. But he doesn't learn anything from these.
Yeah, he's the podcast Karen.
He really is. This next joke right here. And it's weird because you would think he knows so much about Trump. He's obsessed with Trump. You'd think he'd come up with more clever jokes.
Don Jr. and Eric Trump both posted on their social media feeds about their disdain for the guilty verdict. That's a great way for Donald to remember his kids' names.
What? That's a great way for Donald to remember his kids' names. Is he? Okay.
Can you play it again?
I guess he's senile also.
Yeah, all right. Let's try it. Maybe I'm missing something. Let's hear this again.
Yeah.
Don Jr. and Eric Trump both posted on their social media feeds about their disdain for the guilty verdict. That's a great way for Donald to remember his kids' names.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I'm
Okay, we're all
I can't explain.
We're all at a loss for words on that one, Tommy, but good stuff. All
Like
right.
if they came out and like spoke about it in front of him, you're like, oh yeah, I know you too. Like, but just posting about it, did he tag? I don't know where he's going.
Yeah, that didn't make any sense.
One's got his name.
Maybe this one will make more sense to us because apparently the supporters of Trump see Trump as a Jesus-like figure. You know, he's a martyr now.
Okay.
Trump supporters are comparing him being found guilty to Jesus being found guilty. I won't buy the comparison until I win the sweepstakes to hammer in the first nail.
See, this is the panel loves this.
Yeah.
Anything where it's like, oh, we get to actually physically torture Donald Trump. Yeah. All right. Now that's a joke I can get behind. That's good stuff.
Well, that and they understood the joke. I think they're just...
Yeah, that's true.
It's a victory lap for them.
Yeah, finally he understood that, like, Jesus nailed to a cross. Like, oh, those things connect.
Good one, boss.
Very good, Tom. Yes. We're following that
His
one.
delivery is very GPS voice, where it's like Jesus. It's like, why is he saying it like that? Like everything is like this weird inflection in the wrong spots.
It's like he's reading these jokes for the first time. Like he's surprised by the next one. Jesus? Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember this joke now. So weird. Now, it's June, and Pat, I know you know this because you're a big supporter of the LGBTQ plus community. It is
Love
Pride Month. And so our boy Tom, being the good liberal that he is, has to work in Pride Month in one of these monologue jokes. And he does it so seamlessly. This is what I love about Tom. If you weren't a trained ear like myself, this would just fly right by you. Just be like, well, this makes perfect sense. But no. This is him definitely shoehorning in a Pride Month reference.
Coincidentally enough, your crazy Trump-supporting uncle is now professing his undying love for the presumptive Republican presidential nominee just in time for Pride Month.
What? So your uncle is going to vote for Trump. That's gay. I guess that's the joke, right? I don't know how else
joke.
I don't know how else to take it. To be honest
That was
with you.
great. Like,
Yeah, there's that economy of words right there.
Yeah, that's how you do that.
oh, just the premise and yelling "that's gay" at the end, that kills every time.
Yeah, you're right. It's even better than Harvey Weinstein.
Why did chicken cross the road? Because he's gay. He's gay. Thanks. It's like,
Latent gay. All right.
knock, knock. Who's there? Homo. All right. Thanks.
So Jeff Heisen is 80 years old, and he's an attorney, and the guy is wasting. And I felt bad for Lisa Boswell. By the way, quick update. Lisa was back on the show yesterday, that reality show. She's back at Helga's house, which is great, out of the hospital. She definitely wasn't ready to be on a show yet. She needs to take some more time to get better, but it's great to see her back on the show. Very exciting news. Jeff Heisen is a guy who's up there in age with probably limited time left on this earth, and for some reason is spending his time watching these trials like they're a sporting event.
And on that note, on with the show. Please join me in welcoming Jeff Heisen, Michelle Wojciechowski, Polite Kitty, and David Kay.
Hey, Tom.
Hey.
Hello.
Everyone, I think we all pretty much had a nice break, and what a great story to come back to.
I still think about that moment when you're standing there, because I stood up like it was the bottom of the ninth, and you're expecting one or two, maybe a split decision, but I never thought it was going to be unanimous every single count. That was a glorious day.
What a glorious day. Remember that day when Trump was convicted on all 34 counts? What a glorious day. That did so much for me personally.
Right.
I had my little fuck Trump flag.
Yeah, a little pennant.
Yeah, my pennant behind me. I was all excited about it. These people are sick. These people are losers. All right. At the end of this, Tom gives his final thoughts. and he's trying to convince us that we're better off today than we were 4 years ago, and therefore everyone should vote for Joe Biden. I can't imagine there's a lot of MAGA people listening to his show, especially all the way through. I don't know why he has to do this at the end. Right. He's not winning anyone over with this. But listen to the mental gymnastics he has to do, because gas prices were way cheaper 4 years ago. We went through almost hyperinflation over the last couple of years. Oh, yeah. And everything's way more expensive, and that kind of sucks. But his premise is, of course, everyone's life is better. So listen to how he figures this out.
And in the month of June of 2020, the price of a gallon of regular gas went above $2, a seemingly better value than now. But keep in mind that at the time, less fuel was being consumed because nobody was going anywhere because, remember this, we were still under lockdown, some of us, because of a contagious and severe respiratory virus. In short, are we better off today than we were 4 years ago? In case you need to be reminded, and hell, all of you do, then the answer is yes. Good night.
How the hell did he get there? He goes, now, guys, 4 years ago, gasoline was way cheaper than it is now, but we didn't even have to buy very much of it. Well, those are two good things. Aren't those both positives? He's like, yeah, I mean, it was cheaper, but you didn't even need it that much. All right, cool. So I'm paying way less for gas? Is that what you're telling me? Sounds like a win-win. I don't know. I could be wrong. Remember when we were all...
You're right. Who's that message for?
I don't know.
They're all 12 of them are freaking voting for Biden already.
Yeah. And anyone listening to the show who's not pulling clips and then playing them on their show right, would have to be on the same page. So if you listen all the way to the end and you listen past the ending credits, you get to more advertisements. And I thought this was a spectacular advertisement that everyone needs to hear.
Hi, this is Jeff from Tom Myers versus the Rest of the World. If you enjoy hearing me talk with Tom about politics, and you're a fan of the New York Mets, then join me and Greg Prince in National League Town. Available wherever you find your favorite podcasts.
Funniest thing he's ever said. Pat, I see that you're laughing over there. Is it because you think maybe it's kind of a niche audience that he's talking to?
If you like Democratic thoughts and Benny Akbayani's stats, listen to this podcast. Oh, yeah, the fucking Mets and who's listening to that?
Nobody's listening to the show, but I do love the way he sets it up. If you love hearing me talk to Tom about politics, we don't.
Right.
And you like the Mets, not really.
Yeah. Who are they?
Yeah. And if you're worried about the trade deadline, I'm not.
How about that? If you like politics and baseball, listen to us. Okay. Yeah, but no, you have to like this one team and this one side, and then you're in.
It's insane.
If you like libertarians and the Brewers, listen to me.